What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Momentum Builder 2022 is just around the corner. March 15th and 16th, live at Caesar's Palace. It is going to be an event of all events. And ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to want to miss it. I've got Don, I've got Gino. We're talking about Momentum Builder 2022. Come shred with us.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? It seems like it was just yesterday that we had Momentum Builder 2021 happening, and now I've got Don and Gino hanging out with me. Momentum Builder 2022 is the educate, engage, empower. It is going to be such an epic event, and of course, I've got the founders of Momentum Builder hanging out with me, Don and Gino. What is up, gentlemen? Good to have you back on the show.
Oh man, it's great to be here. You pump us up, dude. I feel like I'm walking into a boxing match. I need my robe. I need my gloves. You get me all worked up.
Totally.
Bruce
This
Buffer.
is what it's going to be like at the event. Yeah. That's why we have you involved, Josh.
There you go. Bruce Buffer, you better watch out. I'm coming for you, bro. I'm coming for you, Bruce. But
they need the next generation anyway.
They do. See, they were saying we'll make it happen. Momentum Builder is going to be epic, guys. I'm so excited for it. We're going to be talking about it a lot. I mean, you guys have been busy ever since the last event. It was such an honor to be part of it. But this next year, we're live. It's no more virtual event. It's saying, you know what? It's time to get back together. It's time to be shaking hands with, of course, precautions in place, but it's time to get back together. We're excited to be hanging out in Caesar's Palace, March 15th and 16th. It's going to be seriously like I've been talking with you guys behind the scenes. I've been excited to be working with you guys on this, but you guys have a lineup of speakers, of participants, like you're not going to want to miss this. If you're a mortgage professional, real estate professional, hell, if you're just an entrepreneur in general, you're going to get so much out of this. You cannot miss this. Like you do not want to miss this event. So let's talk about it. Don, you guys you're taking out all the stops. You have got just such an incredible lineup of people. I mean, I want to share it right now because I want to share some of these people that, I mean, look at the first name. I scroll down. Gary Vaynerchuk, like you guys have just an all-star lineup and a lot of people returning from last year.
You know, one thing that happened, Josh, is that when we went to set out, we said we were going to do hybrid again. We were going to go do virtual again. And we were obviously going to bring back some of our community from last time. But peer pressure from our friends, I said, no, guys, it was too good. You got to go live. You got to go big. And that's what we did. I said, Don, are we really going to do this? And he's like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's go big.
We're going big. And this is us, like you, Josh. And that's why we love having you part of this is you're like us. You're a hands-on, energetic, want to share that energy, want to feed off the energy type of person. And that's us. The virtual is good. That's all we could do back, last year. We had no choice. We had to go virtual, but it went well, but it wasn't us. Us is getting on that stage and getting people pumped up and making a connection with all those that are attendees and having them have a connection with the speakers. And I talk to the speakers like you that have that same feeling, that same connection. Like, hey, when I'm on that stage and I can get feedback and I can get music pumping and I can really engage them so they hear what I'm saying so it can change their life and impact their life. That's why we're doing it. And it's amazingly incredible. Every speaker is a rock star. And what's nice is we didn't do the same old. Nothing against some of the great people that have changed our lives, but you got to change it up some and bring some people from outside the industry that are true professionals. Are going to be game changers. And we're super excited about who we have this year.
I was going to say, you talk about game changers. Everybody knows, like it's in my intro. I've met Gary. I've talked to Gary before. I've interviewed Gary before. The guy is just absolutely brilliant. He shares so much. And I love that you guys both talk about that, going into 2022, you have to be able to step up your game. You have to have that momentum. That's why I just love the name of the conference in itself. But when it comes to empower, engage, what's the third E? Educate. I was like, what's the third E? Why can't I think of the third E? But like, these are three things that are just like, they're the fundamental base for any successful business. And you see this speaker lineup. And like you just mentioned, Don, these are people coming from outside the industry, bringing a wealth of knowledge. They're educating us. So we in turn can go educate our clients and our audiences. That's what I'm most excited about, just because it's such a well-rounded, it's not going to be just mortgage, or real estate. It's going to be a plethora of content.
Yeah, the idea is you used a big word.
I like that word.
That used to be Don's favorite word for a little while.
Plethora?
Yeah,
plethora. You know, F.A. I don't think you know what that word means.
So, one of the things that we took away from last year is we had a common theme, and that theme was that it was time to be authentic, that you had to have authenticity. And what Don mentioned is that last year, by doing this virtually, there was an element of, if you were doing this in front of a screen, you were an actor and you didn't have that crowd engagement, and you couldn't talk to people before and after and backstage and the camaraderie between speakers and all the things and all that stuff that we experienced in year 2 of Momentum Builder. And we wanted that back. And so we have a big lineup. Everybody's going to be there. It should be really exciting. Well, Caesar's Palace is amazing, by the way. I got super excited.
Wait till you see. If you guys can see what we've seen, the incredible location we have, it's badass, and we're going to make it badass. And of course, we got Shred Media, Night Media, DG Media, which is us, pumping this thing up. But it's going to be fun. I promise you, the energy, and it's going to be game changing. This is the whole concept of this, Josh, is to help everyone change not just their professional lives, but their personal lives, because those two go hand in hand. And these people do it. I mean, when you hear from a Ryan Holiday or a Hal Elrod and their stories and how to handle life a certain way with a certain mindset, it is amazing. We got Lex Gillette. The guy is like one of the he's an Olympic champion, and he's blind, and he's going to teach you how to have vision without sight. I mean, this is good stuff. And the other thing is, I want to mention to all of you out there listening, is it's going to be a great event for networking. All the cool kids are going to be here for a reason, because it's great information and it's great networking, and it's time to get back and be together and network together and get that energy and bond with each other and find out what other people are doing. It's going to be a blast. And those who, sign up for the VIP package, VIP swag, VIP CD, VIP event. It's going to be amazing, hanging out with some of the speakers at the Caesar's Palace main pool with music and magicians, and it's going to be fun. We're going to make sure this event is something that you will not want to miss. And of course, with you covering it, Josh, and all of you out there that don't go are going to go, oh shit, I missed out. Oh, how did I not go to this? And we don't want you to.
But that's exactly why we're talking about it now. We don't want anybody to miss out, whether it's a VIP experience, being able to meet and like actually rub elbows with some of these incredible speakers, but also the networking side of it. If you really want to start to level up your game, we talk about this and it sounds cliche, but you are who you surround yourself with. If you want to surround yourself with the best of the best, going to VIP, just being at the event, being there is going to be incredible. But having this VIP experience is going to be absolutely like you said, the swag, just being able to like network with some of these people. And now you mentioned like Ryan Holiday. I've shared this with you guys. Ryan Holiday has been one of those people. I knew Ryan Holiday back when it was like before he was like super famous. And like, I've loved his books. He talks about stoicism a lot, which a lot of people like goes way over their head. But The Obstacle is the Way was probably one of my favorite books ever. Like it was impactful for me. You look at, like you said, you got Hal Elrod, who participated last year. Ryan Serhant is coming out. Industry professional Barry Habib. Everybody knows Barry. Everybody knows Dave Savage, Craig Sewing. Brad Lee's coming out. Like, again, there are just so many people. It's so well-rounded that it's just going to be like, holy cow. It's just such a jam-packed event.
And Josh, I don't want to forget also, we're going to have a CEO panel. Mm-hmm. We're also going to have a real estate professional panel. And we're also going to have a mortgage professional panel. So we are going to cover the real estate and mortgage industry in depth with our peers, because it's great to listen to these speakers that are speaking to us from from the temple on high, so to speak. But then you also need to speak to your peers that are just getting it done day in, day out on the ground, just like you, succeeding in this market.
Yeah, and that's dude, that's such a good point, because having these ones, we want to help everybody in their individual whether it's mortgage, whether it's real estate, whatever it may be. You want to have those deeper conversations, and Gino, I'm so glad you talked about that, because that's what this event is. But that's why it's such a well-rounded event too. You're getting some of the high level, the really good meat and potatoes, but then you're bringing it down to like a practical level. You're having those conversations, the collaboration between industry professionals. So it's just going to be like. Plus, I love Don's excitement, because it is going to be down in Vegas in March, where it's starting to get warm. We're all ready to start warming up. I'm here in Utah, freezing my well, never mind off, but it's cold, and I'm like, I'm ready to head somewhere warm. So just around the corner, just about a month and a half away now, guys. You don't want to miss out on this. We'll have the link below so you guys can start registering for it. But something.
Well, tell you what, Josh, I just hit up. We're going to make sure that your listeners get an extra discount. There's already an early bird discount right now. If you jump in now, it's going to sell out. I guarantee this thing's going to sell out, and you're going to be pissed you didn't get signed up, and pissed you missed your opportunity to get into the hotel at Caesar's Palace. But if they type in, and I'm getting it set up right now, Shred 2022, you get an additional $100 discount. Plus, on top of it, Monday, we have Rene Rodriguez with his Amplified conference that will change your life on how you communicate and how you relay your message. Nobody better. Gene and I went to the 3-day class that he made me cry.
Yeah.
It was that impactful.
And I'll tell you what's beautiful about Rene Rodriguez's class also is, as you learn to communicate, they're tools that you're going to use at home with your family, with your spouse, with your friends. It's not just so that you can, we think it's a public speaking course. It's not. It's a course in communication as humans. And when you learn to communicate better as humans, everything just starts to get better, because that's the basis of being able to succeed in life, is being able to be a good communicator.
That's why we want to be like Josh.
I know I got a long way to go before I'm like Rene. The guy's absolutely brilliant. But like you said, that's just it. You have Rene's event, or you have Rene's session or class. I guess what we call it, an event.
It's an event. It's an event in its own.
We went to his class, but the event is good because it's a camaraderie of people learning through real action, real, stuff you can implement right away.
Exactly.
And it just makes you very aware of like, oh shoot, I do that or I don't do that. How do I talk on a screen? Like we've learned, that's why you see my hands now. When you talk down here, it doesn't do any good. Just a bobbling head, So you will learn how to speak, how you have to be in the middle. You watch, Gino and I are now up and in the middle, not down here like this. You learn all these little tricks and stuff. Plus, it's a lot of fun. You're again with your peers. You got Monday, March 14th with Rene. You got March 15th and 16th, Tuesday and Wednesday with us and these great speakers. And then heck, it's Vegas, baby. And then you can go to March Madness if you really like. I mean, March Madness starts on Thursday.
I love this.
Don's
basketball. Like, and it's also March Madness. So
March Madness, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. It's gonna be such a good time. Now, you mentioned something I want to hit on as we start to wrap things up here. You mentioned the event with Rene kind of sets precedents. It's kind of getting everything ready. And Gino, you mentioned this as well. So you can kind of take everything you've learned and start implementing it. Start practicality wise. Start to learn from people like Gary and Hal and Rene and Ryan and all these other people. You go in, you get Rene's training. You're going in full swing to the next couple of days. So it's just so well put together. Sometimes you go to an event, it's like, oh, that was good to hear them. But you really want to know, how do I implement it? How do I actually make this information practical? And that's what this is about. Plus, you guys have, the 52-week campaign after giving. It's not just the event one and done. It's like, hey, we want to continue.
It's a community, baby.
That's exactly.
We're creating the momentum builder community, the resource for any of us. This is what's helped Gino and I change our careers and our personal life. That's why we did it. Everybody goes, why do you guys do this? These are the people that have changed our lives from being mediocre, challenged salespeople, just like the rest of you. We're the same. We're still challenged every day. We still have coaches. We still listen to books. I listen to probably 25 books a year. I'm still in. I'm listening to Hal Elrod's new book right now. It's amazing. So we're bringing it to you because we want to help change your life. This is our legacy. This is what we want to do. And I promise you, you will love the event. I will give you back your money. If for some reason you think that it didn't change or impact you in any way, then we'll give you back your money. It's that good.
Hey, we've done that 3 years in a row. Not one person has ever asked for their money back, by the way.
Well,
no, usually by the time Hal Elrod's done, the first speaker, they're like, I'm good.
They're like, I'm good. I got my value. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. And if somebody feels like they didn't get value, they weren't listening. They weren't in the right mindset. And that's why, again, I think Renee's getting in the right mindset to be able to, you're going to be drinking from a fire hose. You need to be in the right mindset. You need to be in the right thought process to go and take this information and then turn it into momentum going into after the event. So guys, I'm stoked for it. Like you mentioned, we're going to post a link below March 15th and 16th down at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And like you said, this is good. Anybody and everybody, if you're saying, hey, what events should I be going to? This is the event of the year you do not want to miss. Momentum Builder 2022. Educate, engage, and empower. It's going to do that in your life. So huge shout out to Don and Gino for hanging out with me today, sharing about it. We're going to have a few more. We're going to have some of our guests and some of our speakers here in the next couple of months leading up to the event. We're going to have them on here, right here, so they can share a little bit. They're going to tease you a little bit so you know what to expect a little bit more when it comes to Momentum Builder 2022. Guys, you're absolutely awesome. It's going to be an epic event in 2022. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for being part of it, Josh, and we love you, buddy.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of it. So, guys, as always, everybody watching, we appreciate dropping in the shred, dropping in Momentum Builder. Appreciate you guys and all the comments, all the engagement today. With that, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you guys to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.